I always say to them, trust me, you're hiring me for doing this, let me do it. If I set my mind on something, I can do it. Edit a photograph. There are a lot of ways, most basic ways or most creative ways.
So, hi,
Hi.
welcome to Ceylon Hustlers. This is my first time seeing you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course, before I start, I want to introduce you to everyone. So, for people who doesn't know her, she is a photographer and she is Italian.
Yes.
She lives in Naples and she also a student. I invited her to today to Ceylon Hustlers to talk about her journey as a photographer. So, first of all, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
I'm good too, thank you. To begin, I want to ask you, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yes, totally. My name is Chiara. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Naples. And I'm attending my first year of my master degree in advertising and fashion photography.
That's really nice. So, how did you get into photography?
I love photography since I was a kid. My parents always had my back and supported me, also buying my first camera and my first gear.
Oh, nice.
So maybe my father passed it to me unconsciously because he always had this passion about photography too, especially when he was younger. So maybe I took it from him.
Yeah, so you got photography from your parents because they encourage you to do it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So another question I have. So how do you like when you're working with a client, you take so many pictures, not just one picture,
Yes, always.
So how do you choose which image provide to your client?
I will say that I always try to take the picture that mostly stands out. So the picture with better lighting, better composition. Of course, in the work field, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I always want to give the client the best product, the best photograph. So that's it. That's how I choose the photography to deliver.
That's really good. I know like photographers take so many pictures, it's just not one picture, and that's really cool like how you guys choose one picture. Like it's also about the how can I say, it's also your like style, you know what I mean? So it's really nice. I love photographers and videographers. Like they are really cool.
When you're seeing all the picture you took, you almost in the moment you know that pic is the one pic you have to choose. It's like the pictures talk to you.
When you choose the pictures, when you are working with a client, do they tell you, oh, that's the picture I like? Is it like that, or do you just know? Do they like trust you with your instincts?
They The moment where when I choose my pics to deliver is private. Don't let the client see every pics we took. We always give them already a selection. The process of choosing is our job. It's not theirs.
Yeah, that's true.
We know which pic is better.
That's true. Other question I have. There are many different styles in photography. How would you define yours?
I wouldn't know that because I'm actually doing a little bit of research, of a personal research, especially with my portrait series. I'm trying to creating pics where not everything is perfect. So with a little bit of overexposure or a little bit blurred. Of course, this is a personal research. In the work field, as I said, I always looking for perfection because that's what the work needs, while the personal research is so personal. So it's something that you can also play with it.
You don't have to always be serious, but you have to also like try many things. Yeah, that's kind of true. I mean, you don't have to always be serious in life, and you have to just live your moment and find your passion and your style. Because, yeah, I agree with that. So the other thing that I know, when it comes to photography, there are like different people who loves it for different reasons. So, what do you love the most about your profession?
I think that the most beautiful thing about photography is that everyone can express themselves. I mean, everyone find a way to express themselves, and every photographer has his own style, his own way to see the world, and his own way to represent it. So that's the beautiful things, because you can see the world from a lot of different point of views.
Yeah, I understand, because I know like every person sees the world in a different way. So that's kind of true. I mean, that's a really good thing you said. Like, yes, because everyone has their own perspective, and the way they see things, it's very different. Yeah. So the other question, like there are so many people who wants to start photography, right? So what kind of tips do you have to give for the people who is starting out?
I would say to the people that are starting photography, take your camera everywhere with you. Everywhere you go, even if it's just hanging out with your friends, take your camera with you, because you don't know what that situation could give it to you. You could always find something that take your attention, and you want to photograph it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like you are capturing every moment in your life and making it something special.
Yes.
So, and I saw that in TikTok, you are also you have many followers, and I saw so many tips that you are giving out. That's really crazy. Like, it's really nice, because there are people like, oh, how can I do this? How can I do this? Like, in every comment, I'm like, wow, like that's really cool, and you are like really supportive about that. And I think that's really cool, because
Yeah.
everyone needs a little push when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? So, one other thing. So, since you are on TikTok, were there like times people reach out to you, ask like help for editing and stuff, or do they just comment on you?
Also, some of them contact me on Instagram to asking for advice. So how can I do this? How can I do that? It's nice, because I see that I'm actually starting to build a community. I'm giving them my knowledge, and so it's nice because they trust me. So they come to me for advice, and I really appreciate that. It makes me feel nice.
It's really, you feel supported. Yeah, because they trust your work and they trust your guts. So that's the most important thing, I believe. So, are there any photos? I know that when I saw your Instagram and your TikTok, you have done many projects. So, are there any photos or projects that you are most proud of?
Yes, I'm currently working on a portrait series with a model friend of mine, and we are trying to take creative pics with the most simple things we can find. So we used cellophane the last time, and I'm dedicating a lot of time also to the post-production phase, because I want to take the best and the most from every photograph. I want to play with it. I want to create different words. I want to manipulate it, because that's what photography is all about.
You are saying that certain pictures have to be edited in certain way, because you said that also Photoshop is all, it's like manipulating, and it's like if you see how can I say? It's like you are take many pictures, but you also wanna play with it. Like you wanna edit all of them, not just like one
Yes.
picture. You wanna try everything new.
Yes, because that's how I could say it. Every picture has not only just one way to edit a photograph. There are a lot of ways, most basic ways or most creative ways. Like fashion, you can wear a t-shirt in one way with one pair of pants or with a skirt.
It's all about styling. It's like fashion. I think life is a fashion, because you know, like even when you are buying a house, you always like, oh, this is the sofa, this is the one I like. I think we live in a fashion world. Like I don't really believe that, like, oh no, this is not fashion. Like everything is fashion, like even when it comes to photography. So I know a lot of people think taking photographs, like photos, they think it's easy. You know, they think that you just click it and oh, you have the picture. It's all good. You don't even have to edit it. No. So, from your point of view, what are the most difficult aspects of professional photography?
I think that it's like, unlike some years ago, now there are a lot of photographers, so there are a lot of images that are circulating right now. There is a lot of offer for this work, so it is scary and also intimidating from the people that are starting right now. But if you really believe in yourself, you can do everything. I mean, you can accomplish your objectives. You can stand out if you really believe in what you're doing. That's is, in my opinion, the most difficult thing and also the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think you should always believe in yourself, because when you're doing something you love, I think you should always put your heart into it, because otherwise you will do everything in anger, and it's not, I don't think it's a good thing. And that's why you should always do everything that you love, not something you really hate, in my opinion. So that you have also worked with some clients, you know. Have you ever had a bad client where you like, oh gosh, no?
Yes. Yes. I try always to be as polite as I can. I try to find a point where we can agree. I try to find a compromise with him, with the client, because some of them are not thinking about the fact that we are working. This is not just a hobby. This is our personal, yes, way to see the world, but it's also something where you put your effort, your money, you invest on it. So they don't think about that. They think that the last word is theirs. It's not. It's ours. So I try to find a compromise.
How did you deal with that?
I always say to them, trust me, you're hiring me for doing this. Let me do it. Trust me.
So, I know when we were younger, we wanted to become doctors, because that's what we thought that we should become, because everyone wanted to become that, you know, doctors, engineers and stuff like that. But you wanted to become a photographer, you know. So if you can go back and if you can give your advice to your younger self, what would it be?
I would say to be less scared, because I understood that if I set my mind on something, I can do it. As I said before, the most important thing is to believe in ourselves. Is to think that, okay, I can do it. I just have to do it, but I can.
Yeah. So the last question before you go, for anyone who wants to contact you to do a photo shoot, how can they contact you?
They can contact me on Instagram. On Instagram, it's better for me. I always read all the messages, so
Yeah, so you don't have an email, yeah?
I have an email.
Anyone who lives in Nepal, please go visit her because I think her photography is really amazing.
I also do, thank you. I also do FaceTime shootings. So
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that before you go. In quarantine, you started this project where you were like, let me come up with something cool, and you were like doing this FaceTime for a shooting. So how did you come up with that?
I just saw another photographer doing it, but it was a very famous one. So I was thinking maybe I have. He was working with models. He was photographing models. I thought maybe I can do it with with common people. So we can make the quarantine a little bit better, a little bit funnier. So I made that TikTok, and a lot of people contact me, reached me, and it was nice. It was really nice. So I can do that also.
So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking your time on this Sunday, and it really means a lot. So and also, if there's anyone who lives in Naples, please come visit her anytime. Like you can contact her from via Instagram, and I will also link down your email address so people can contact you. And yes, thank you for watching us, and follow us and follow her mainly because her work is amazing.
Thank you, me too. It was a pleasure, really.